The skill I want to work on today is creating mental images. When you create a mental image, you make pictures in your mind to help you remember what you read. So if you look in our little diagram, our little picture here, it says words from the text. That means that's words from the story that she is reading. And it says soccer game, sunny, ball. So she has created a mental image of what's going on in the story that she's reading. What does it smell like? What does it taste like? The sounds, the pictures. Remember that we use all of our senses to understand fully what is going on. And you, as you are reading and you are listening to the story and what is being described to you, you can get an image in your mind of what is happening in the story. Let's talk about a few words before we listen to our story. This is the word dull. Say dull. Dull is when something is not bright. So in our picture, you can kind of see this town or city, wherever this is, it's kind of dull outside. It's not bright, it's not sunny, there's no bright colors. You might say that brown is a dull color, where yellow might be a bright color. This is the word thank. Say thank. You thank people when they do something nice for you. So if your aunt gave you a present, you might thank her. And it looks like our two children here are sharing something, so one of them might say, thank you. This is the word once. Say once. If you do something once, then you're only doing it one time. So you might also hear in a story once upon a time. So it's one time. So if I clap my hands once, I do it one time. And then this is the word stroll. Say stroll. When you take a stroll, you go on a slow walk. You might take like our picture, a stroll on the beach, or maybe a stroll in the park. Just a slow walk, kind of enjoying yourself outside. This is the word shingle. Say shingle. Shingle. A shingle is a small, flat piece of wood or something else used to cover a roof on a house or a building. And each shingle fits together closely so that the rain or snow or whatever is outside doesn't get inside of the building. This is the word shriek. Say shriek. A shriek is a short, loud sound. On our picture, our children look like they might be shrieking. Maybe they're on some kind of fun Ferris wheel kind of carnival ride. And we know that sometimes you might let out a shriek or a yell or a scream on a ride like that. So let's hop over to our story. And our story today is called Bluebird and Coyote. The story Bluebird and Coyote is a folk tale, and folk tales are stories from long ago, and these stories have been told over and over. How do you know it's a folk tale? Well, a lot of times you'll see animals that act and talk like people, and the person telling the story, or as you're reading it, it might say long ago. And then there is a reason that the author tells a story. So you are wanting to learn something from the story. The story is wanting to teach you something. Now remember, we have a purpose in listening to this story, and that is to create mental images in your mind. You are making pictures in your mind as you read. So you're going to look for things Um, or you're going to look for words that tell you how things look, sound, feel, taste, or smell, and then words about feelings. All of these, remember our five senses that we've talked about before, help you create mental images. Okay, so here's our author of Bluebird and Coyote. Let's listen a little bit of information about our author. Remember, an author writes the stories.
James Bruchac grew up listening to stories told by his father, Joseph Bruchac, a Native American storyteller and author. Now James is a storyteller and author too. Besides storytelling, Mr. Bruchac enjoys tracking animals in the wild, such as wolves, mountain lions, and grizzly bears. He also likes visiting schools, sharing his favorite stories, and teaching others about nature.
So our story, Bluebird and Coyote, a Native American tale. Long ago, Bluebird was not blue. She was gray and dull. How did she get her color? So what does Bluebird look like? She's gray and dull. Remember, dull is not bright. One day, Graybird saw a lake. It was beautiful. A blue butterfly was at the lake. So the story says that Graybird saw a beautiful lake and a blue butterfly. And our picture or our illustration shows that the gray bird is perched on a branch over the lake. When I create a mental image of this, I picture a brightly colored butterfly and lake. I also picture that the lake is very quiet and a peaceful place. How did you get your color? Asked Graybird. It is from the lake, said Butterfly. Why do you think, Graybird asked Butterfly, how she got her color? I think maybe she thinks the butterfly's color is beautiful, and maybe she wants to be that color too. This is how to get it, said Butterfly. Go in the lake. Do it 4 days in a row, then thank the lake. Do you think Graybird is going to follow Butterfly's instructions? I think maybe so, because she wants to be blue. But it also sounds like it takes 4 days, and maybe that's too long. So let's find out. Graybird did this. Then she was blue. Thank you, lake. So our picture shows Graybird splashing in the lake. And if I'm creating a mental image, I imagine the splashing sounds that she makes. And the story says she is blue. And I see she is a different color in the pictures. I pictured her feathers slowly changing from gray to blue. Long ago, Coyote was green. Coyote saw Bluebird. How did you get your color? Asked Coyote. I will tell you, said Bluebird. And she did. What do you think is going to happen? So let's keep reading. Coyote went in the lake, but he did all 4 dips in one day. Once he was blue. Coyote got out. He did not thank the lake. So what pictures do you make in your mind about Coyote? I picture Coyote jumping in and out of the lake and turning more blue after each jump. I also imagine big splashing sounds. Coyote ran off to tell his friends, but Coyote fell. He went down, down, down a big hill. Coyote got up. Now he was all dusty and dull. To this day, Bluebird is blue, and Coyote is a dusty gray. Okay, so what pictures did you make in your mind when Bluebird and Coyote got their colors? Did you have any words that helped you create those pictures? And I talked about at the beginning about folk tales and how folk tales help us learn a lesson. I want you to think about this and maybe go back and listen to the story again. And I want you to figure out what the author wanted you to learn from this story. And I want you to share what you think with someone helping you with your homework.